What's going on, everybody? I'm Nikolay, and today we are going to be talking about how you can maximize the potential of your life. Do we ever fall into these ruts, into these situations where life just seems like it can't get one step ahead? You're always going backwards. Everything sucks. You're always falling down. You can't get ahead financially, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, you name it. Every aspect of your life just feels like you're getting beat down on a daily basis. Well, how do we maximize that potential? How do we actually dig deep and find who am I, what can I do, and what do I actually want to do? See, life has a funny way of working itself out if you're willing to actually put in some work. You can't just expect life to be amazing and full of roses and dandelions and all beautiful flowers if you're not willing to go through the storms, the rain, the scraping of the dirt, the times where you have to grow. But what you can do is find a way to actually reach that potential. You can actually help yourself. You can help yourself take those steps on that ladder. You can go through those building blocks and you can become a better version, not even a better person. You can become a better version of yourself so that you can live out what you may see for yourself. And that's what I call potential. I think everybody has potential in them. I think you can actually grow on those things. I think you can, see what you desire and see, hey, is this something that actually makes sense for my life? And can I work towards that point? I believe you can do it. I believe that everybody has it in them to work through those things, to grow on that ladder, to take those steps so they can become the best version of themselves. And it's one day at a time. This is a slow process. This isn't something that happens overnight. But I want to jump into some questions with you, see what you think, and see if this is actually important to you about maximizing the potential of your life. Now, the first question I want to ask is, how do you actually see yourself? What do you view yourself as? How do you see yourself on a scale? Let's say it's 1 to 10. And you're sitting there, you're trying to figure out, hey, do I feel important? Do I feel pretty? Do I feel handsome? Do I feel amazing? Is my life good? Do I feel successful? Do I feel financially free? Do I feel whatever that question is for you? To see how you actually feel about yourself is very important. A lot of people always try to run around, oh, what do they think of me? What do they think of me? What does she or he or whoever think of me? And they forget to actually say, hey, what do I think of myself? How do I actually feel in my own skin? How do I feel in my own body, in my own mind, in my own spirit, in my own heart? How do I feel about myself? What is there for me that I have done that I feel good about? People forget to actually go through that process in life, right? We get so busy, we get caught up with everything going around, and the next thing you know, you forget about yourself because you're worried about everything else going around you or other people around you, which is perfectly fine because life happens, life is real. And let's say that you have a family, let's say you have a wife, you have kids, you have a husband, you have kids, whatever you have, but you've started a family, now you have to start worrying about other people and you slowly tend to forget about yourself. So you have to ask yourself questions sometimes to kind of slow down life so you can kind of just focus on yourself for a second, take a look in the mirror and say, what do I think of myself? Where do I stand? Am I happy with myself? Am I not? And all these questions that I'm going to ask you right here will lead up to the final point of what you can do to actually help maximize the potential of your life. Now, the second question that I think is very important is, what have you always dreamed of? Let's say that spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, let's say you've kind of gone through your life as you were growing up, when you were a little kid, and you thought to yourself, I wish I could be this. I wish I could do that. I wish that my life would look like this. What is that? What have you always dreamed of? Ask yourself that question, write it down, kind of go back into your thoughts when nothing really mattered, when you were just a kid and you could dream of being whatever you wanted to be, but then you started growing up and you started getting rid of that idea of success, that idea of a good life, that idea of just being able to love yourself for who you are and actually growing into that person, but instead taking a road down somewhere else because someone might have told you need to go to school and learn this, you need to become this, you need to be this, you need to be that. And society tends and family tends to, shape us, shape our minds, and shape the way we think and shape the way we actually believe in ourselves. Because guess what? When your parents tell you you can't do something, well, you kind of believe them. Those are your parents, right? There are a certain group of people that just don't care. And that's a great way to be, about not worrying about what everybody around you thinks of you. you need to just dig deep and go, what have I always dreamed of becoming? What kind of life have I always dreamed of having? What do I actually want to become? And take the steps to write that down so you can see and you can visualize that moment again, because guess what? You've gotten to this point in life, you've forgotten those memories. You've forgotten what you've actually wanted to do. You've forgotten how you actually felt when you thought about doing this crazy thing and then you told your friend and your friend shot you down and you were like, oh, that sucks. Or your family shot you down. That's a normal thing. Family is not out to get you, right? But sometimes family can't see the best in you. Sometimes family can't see, oh man, that person is amazing. Imagine if Elon Musk or Warren Buffett or Bill Gates, some of the best, minds, brilliant minds in the world, when they were younger, somebody told them, hey, you can't really do this. Steve Jobs, Apple, computers, phones, everything. And they were like, hey, you can't really do this. Well, guess what? Somebody else would have done it and that person would have not been who they became. So see what you've always dreamed of and then write that down so you can keep visualizing it. So moving on, and with the third question I want to ask you is, how can you actually accomplish these things? How do you reach that full potential? How do you move past those roadblocks, those mental blocks that you've gotten to this point that actually deterred you away from what you were trying to do as a young child, what you actually always dreamed of? How do you get past that point? What steps do you take? These are questions you have to ask yourself and then write down as well so you can actually visualize what you're going to do and then make it happen. As a human being, your mind is one of the most powerful things on this planet Earth. That is just facts. And if you tell yourself that you cannot do something, well, you just in fact won't do it. If you tell yourself you can, you will actually start doing things to get yourself to that point. So my advice here is to actually ask yourself, how can you accomplish things to get to that point that you want to be at? How do you take those steps? How do you build those blocks? How do you get out of your, life of things that you have responsibilities in? You have, kids, family, bills, all kinds of things. I'm not saying just throw everything away, say screw everybody, I'm done, I'm focused on me. No, you have to find a balance. You have to find a way to, help everyone around you, because that is your responsibility if you have kids and a wife or a husband or whatever it is. But then you also have to find time for yourself, and you have to block it in. Even if it's 20 to 30 minutes a day, there's time to work on yourself. There's time to actually build into what you've always dreamed of as well. People get lazy. People get, I feel sorry for myself. I'm exhausted. Yes, you may be exhausted. You may just want to lay down. But if you are important to yourself, which you should be, you will actually start working on things that help you accomplish what you want to accomplish. Not what everybody's telling you to do, not what everybody put on you. You have to take the time to actually figure that out for yourself and become what you want to become. But it takes time, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes a day. You know how long that equates to in a year? And it seems like, oh, I'm so exhausted. Well, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Let's figure out a way to help you accomplish the things you actually want to accomplish. Now, the fourth question I want to ask is something that will make you dig a little deeper, and is this actually important to you, or is this just a fad? Is this cool? Is self-empowerment, is self-love, is that just something you're watching TikTok videos on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter? You're seeing people motivate you on YouTube and you're like, oh, I need to feel motivated for a few moments, and then as soon as you stop watching those videos, it's not important to you. Is that a good way to get started? Yes. People need a catalyst. People need a way to feel that spark, right? You need that lighter to catch you on fire, but you have to turn that fire into your own fire. You have to build on that fire eventually. You can't, depend on someone to keep walking up and sparking a lighter saying, oh, I got you, I'll light your fire, I'll light your fire. It doesn't work like that. You have to actually dig really deep in here and here and in here and go, hey, is this actually important to me? Do I actually care about this stuff? Or is somebody just motivating me for a moment, and then as soon as I get off social media, I'm going to actually go into just not worrying about anything, and I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing, and I'm going to complain about my job and, the life that I live. Well, guess what? You chose that path. Even though people around you maybe have shaped your future, you chose the path because you are your own human being. So you can't be mad at somebody. If something in your life is not what you want it to be, change that. If you don't like your job, change that. If you don't like what you eat, change that. If you don't like how you look, you can change that. There's so many ways you can change your life. What about going to the gym for 20 minutes a day? What about reading a book for 20 minutes a day? What about watching YouTube videos on how to learn a different trade? If you don't like something in your life, you can change it, but don't just let it be a fad. If this is actually important to you and you want to chase your dreams and you want to become a better version of yourself, then it has to be extremely important, because guess what? If this is not important to you, nobody else can do it for you. You have to do this yourself. Ask yourself that question. Is this truly important, or is this just a fad? and make that decision. Now, all in all, with all of those questions being asked, you can sit there and go, hey, is this valid? Are these thoughts actually important? Do I actually feel this deep down? And do I want to make that change? You have the power to make that change in your life. Nobody around you, not a parent, not a grandparent, not a wife, not a kid, nobody can tell you how your life is supposed to be shaped. What you can do is start taking necessary steps to figure out, how do I balance my life? How do I balance others around me with my responsibilities and myself? How do I feel good about myself? Because if you don't love yourself, if you don't actually care about your future, you're gonna be miserable and you're gonna put that on other people around you. How many of us know people that are miserable in their life, but they try to make everybody else's life miserable because they hate theirs? Do not be that person. If you don't like your life, if you don't like what's happening, make a change so you can be a positive light for people, so you can be a happy smile, so you can be that person people want to see, that person people actually can't wait to see in their day because you make their day that much better. Take the time to figure that out and then start working towards that point. You can do this. I believe in you. You are amazing. You are awesome. You are blessed with so many talents. You have to utilize them if you actually want to build your life up and you want to level up at a certain point and actually maximize the potential of your life. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell, turn on your post notifications, hit that like button, hit that share button, and drop a comment below so I can keep putting out content that y'all really enjoy watching. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.